Ladies and gentlemen, greetings from Somerville. Exciting episode today. One of our very first guests ever on the show. Now, this is, we are now in 2019, and we recorded all the way back at the end of 2017, actually. We launched this Christmas time 2017, this podcast, and here we are, almost a year and a half later. Charles Bach is my guest.
Hey, good to see you.
Welcome, Charles. A magician, illusionist, and simply an all-around great guy. That's Charles. One of our very first episodes, we talked about the world of magic, all the different stuff. And now, Charles is here in studio.
I am here.
Because he is doing, in my opinion, one of the most exciting things that you can do as an entertainer. You are literally, why don't you actually, I don't want to do it. You tell the people what your summer is going to be.
Okay, the exciting news is I'm going to have my own theater.
His own theater, everybody.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, my name is on the door. It's in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, at a place called Broadway at the Beach, which is a very popular tourist attraction in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. People all come out to the beach, and then they go hang out and shop and see shows and do attractions.
Now, this is something, to me, I'm so excited for you. This is something we've actually spoken about as friends for a few years. We've flirted with the idea. Imagine having your own space. Imagine having your own theater, being in a place, especially where there's regular vacationers, and then you are the guy, the person in the theater. And, I mean, to have a theater named after you or your own space it's not a joke. I mean, we think of the big names, Vegas, Copperfield. I mean, people with the Terry Fator Theater there in Vegas. You know, it's a big deal. And now, granted, this is a summer run. It's an experiment. It is let's see how it goes.
Yeah, we want to see how it goes. If we have a good time, if people like the show, if we have good traction, then we would stick around.
I think it is the nerve alone to do it. I know as a comedian, I mean, I fantasize about having my own thing, my own space, whether it's a one-man show that everyone comes to see or whatever it is. You are actually doing it. And that's, I think, the big difference between you and me. Like, you actually do stuff.
Comedians just talk about it.
Yeah, I just talk about it. I just sit around and talk about what I would do, what I might do, what I could do, what I'd probably be good at. You're out there actually doing it. Now, take us from the beginning. How and when did you make this decision to do a summer run? How did you find the location? Let's start from the beginning.
Well, my son is now 8 years old, and when we were together, first time we did our interview, my son was with me. We got to travel on the ships and go around the world and explore and travel. And then he started school, and that kind of changed everything. So now I'm alone, working on a ship. I miss my family. I miss my wife. I miss my son. It's not quite the same. So I started to say, I want to find an opportunity that I can be with the family.
Chance to be home.
And still do shows and still perform. Have kind of the best of both worlds. So the only way to do that is to have your own space.
Absolutely.
Where you can work every day, go home and have dinner at night, and see the family. So I started to look at places that might be possible. Where there are people.
If I not to interrupt, but you live in Vegas, a place where there are obviously tons of shows, but we've talked about the challenges of Las Vegas and trying to put anything up there, right?
Vegas has kind of changed as a market to big name stars.
Yeah.
Celine Dion or Cher or Britney Spears. All the people that used to sell CDs to make their money, now they got to go out there and do shows to make their money.
Exactly.
So obviously the doors are open for them, but the smaller shows don't exist as much anymore.
Exactly.
So it's a little bit more challenging.
And the sheer cost of getting something going is just so prohibitive. I mean, you're lucky if you break even.
Vegas is a pretty expensive town.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
for me, sometimes really expensive.
That's absolutely right. There's definitely other opportunities in other places that people like to go that don't have Celine Dion hanging out in their theater.
Exactly.
So Myrtle Beach is a great place for that, where it's a family atmosphere. The people are great. People come there, and great entertainment is going to be
And is that
accepted.
What you did? Did you look and say, okay, where are the possible markets in the country, and what I mean, how did you even begin to start?
I went up and down the map.
Yeah.
I went, where would I like to be? Where would my family like to be? Where are people going? And that's kind of how I found the place.
Okay. And then
there wasn't a lot of magic going on there, so I thought maybe they would like to see some magic.
That helps too, actually, yeah. But there are other shows, other performances.
There's definitely other shows. There's musical shows. There's a pirates show. There's a medieval times. There's all kinds of variety of entertainment.
Perfect.
But only a little bit of magic.
Okay.
So there was definitely an opportunity.
Absolutely. And no one does quite what you do.
I'm a little different.
Now, how do you even begin then to say, okay, because I'm thinking again, I'm just like a comedian, just bring it all back to me. But if I were ever to try something like this or to do something like that, I wouldn't even do. You pick up a phone and call Myrtle Beach. I mean, how do you?
Well, if there was a number, that would be easy. No, you find the place. And then you find the space.
Okay.
So then I started to explore what other spaces were available.
Did you physically go to Myrtle Beach then?
I did fly to Myrtle Beach.
Yeah.
This was after we started to find some possible locations. I wanted to see what it looked like. And there were spaces available. Let's say you take a nightclub or a former theater or whatever spaces are available, and you see what might be possible.
Okay.
And the people at Broadway at the Beach were terrific. They were real excited about something new because they always like to have new attractions.
Sure.
And met them, had a great conversation, and explored the venue and really liked it. We thought it might be possible to put a show in there.
Put something up. Now tell me about the theater. How big is it?
So it's pretty big. It's a former IMAX theater.
Oh, wow.
It's about 20,000 square feet, which is about 5 or 6 times bigger than I wanted.
Okay.
But it's
Yeah,
enough
boy.
space for a decent-sized audience. And it looks like a proper theater, so it's nice in that sense. It's got a big screen, obviously.
All right.
The projector's not there, but we'll do a little bit of projection,
gonna
and we'll
say,
just kind of bring it in a little more intimate so people can have a theatrical
Okay.
experience. And there's about 350 seats.
Wow.
Very comfortable.
350
Nice
is
brand
big.
new leather seats in this
Oh,
space.
there you go.
Little
Okay.
drink holders, and
Is that right?
Yeah.
Fancy pants. Okay. Now 350, that's a lot of seats.
that is a lot of seats. Well, it's a very small number compared to what we do on the ship.
Okay.
We
Well,
have
that's true. Ships go
900 seats in the theater on the ship, and we fill it up twice a night.
Yeah.
So
But they don't have a choice on the
350
ship. Everyone's stuck on the ship.
That's
and they
right.
got nothing else to do.
So 350 of us, we can have a pretty intimate show. You can have a really
Sure.
close experience with the performer.
Is there an ideal number for a show, a size audience for you guys? Because I know for comedians we talk about that sometimes, and we actually say sometimes honestly like 30 to 45 or 45 to 50 or 60 can be like that's like the perfect number for an audience that's definitely feels like a crowd, but it's still intimate enough and the whole thing. Now obviously if you're in a gigantic theater, you don't want 30 people there, but we always talk about what is the ideal size for a comedy show and what is the ideal. Do you guys have a similar thing for Magic or?
It depends on the type of show. If we're doing a close-up show, it's okay to have a very intimate group that's
Right.
kind of gathered around. They feel like they're getting this really special
You're part of
experience.
something, yeah.
And if you're doing a bigger show that has illusions and some dancers and some theatricality, you kind of want people to have this like a show, like
Is that
a
a
theater.
word? Theatricality?
Yeah, that's
Is
a
that?
word.
Because they say on ESPN, they say physicality. And I was like, that's not a word. And sure enough, they made it a word in the dictionary. Like, they just went and made it a word. So now you can say it and have it be a word.
So we can make up our own words now.
Well, you're a magician.
You say it enough.
You
it
can invent.
Hey, if the president can make up words, we can make up words.
It's magic. It's magic. So this, to me, is, okay, you've got a space, you've got a theater, and now everything, and I mean everything, ticket sales, insurance, building a set, promotion, everything is up to you.
Yes,
This
so
is all your job.
it's a
You're
learning
no longer
experience.
just a performer.
No, the show business, the business is definitely the bigger word,
Yes.
and you have to do all of those things. And maybe you don't know how to do it, but you kind of learn, you read, you study, you ask, you figure it out.
But and now I've seen you. We've had lunch the last couple of days together, and you are doing it. I mean, you are on the phone with Google and this and the Groupon, all the. I mean, you are just covering your bases, all the promotions, all the everything. How do you even? Again, I look and go. I couldn't. I would just start crying and go to bed. I mean, that would be me. I mean, that's honestly. I can't even fathom beginning to take on that vast kind of responsibility of not only doing it, but doing it by myself and never having done it before. Are you not scared?
I have produced a couple of shows.
Okay.
So I've written shows and I've produced other shows that I wasn't a star of.
Okay.
And I didn't have to perform it on top of that. And I have that experience of getting the ticket sales and doing a little of the marketing and building the theater and getting the lighting and all the tech stuff done. But doing it and being the performer is like being the writer, director, and producer of your own movie.
The whole thing.
You kind of have to wear all the hats. So that's a little bit more challenging. However, the show side of it is now the relief. Because that part I know. I've been doing it for so many years. That
it's going
part
to be the best part of your day.
I can comfortably ride through that that wave.
That's the one thing that you know
Yes.
you can nail. You're up there on stage performing, and you're going to be relaxed. How
And
long
that
is
will be the
show?
most fun. It will run 90 minutes.
Okay, 90 minutes.
90-minute show. We'll have an intermission so you can get a chance to go to the bathroom, have a drink or some snacks, and then come back for the second half, and then we'll wow you.
Oh, perfect. Okay, that's a lot of fun then. How do you? How do you even begin to sell a ticket to a show? I'm a comedian who I show up and they tell me what time and what place, and I go and I tell jokes and leave. How do you have to physically make tickets? You're doing business not just on your own. You're doing business with real companies, real places, real people that are, like we said, like really doing stuff. Travelocity, you're
Absolutely.
on all these sites.
You definitely want to make it as easy as possible for people to buy a ticket.
Right.
And now, with the advent of the internet, everybody's on their phone or they're on their computer, and they decide what they want to do by searching, by going to different sites for deals and anything that they can find. So you want to be able to at least offer your product to them somehow.
You got to get, yeah. And that's...
You either have a website that has really, a great way for them to see what it's all about, or you have great pictures, or just make it as easy as possible for them to find you so they can enjoy your experience.
Absolutely. Now, before we're not done, but I want to make sure before some people listen for a few minutes and then they get to work and they turn it off. So halfway through this episode, tell everyone where you're going to be, what dates, and how they can find you.
Okay, we're going to be all summer long from June 1st till August 31st, and it's Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, at a place called Broadway at the Beach. It's a very popular tourist attraction, and most people there absolutely know where it is. It's about 1.5 miles right from the beach. And it's attractions and all kinds of stuff, and we're in the Charles Bach Wonders Theater. If you Google that, you'll find it. We finally got our name up on Google.
Charles Bach Wonder Theater.
Yes.
I love it. Okay, and don't go away. No one turn this off. I just want to get that in because I know sometimes people get to work, never press play again on the episodes. I want to make sure everyone knows about it. Who else is in the show?
So I have a couple of dancers that are former production cast dancers on cruise ships. And
okay.
They've worked many other places, and they're absolutely terrific, super talented, and they are super excited to do the show because they get to do something new.
Do they live in Myrtle Beach?
They do not live in Myrtle Beach. One is from St. Louis. One is from a little bit farther upstate, and
so they are going to move for the summer?
Coming there for the summer, which is common for a lot of entertainers. They travel around, find
But again, more responsibility. Gosh, you are now these...
They've got a place to stay already.
Oh,
they're all
my
set.
goodness.
And they're roommates, so they're going to get along great.
They know each other?
They've known each other for many years.
All right, so two
And they
dancers.
worked together on a cruise ship.
Okay. So that might be a fun summer for them.
Absolutely.
But again, I don't know about you, but 8 years of Catholic school, I had Catholic guilt, the whole thing. Like I would be, are they going to be happy? Are they having fun? Are they going to this and that? But they're going to get paid either way.
Absolutely. They'll get paid no matter what.
Okay.
Me, not so much.
Is there any unions or anything you have to worry about with them? Or is there...
There are some union shows and there's some non-union shows. This happens to be a non-union area, so that's not part of the package. But sometimes when you have a union, you have more responsibilities you have to think about.
And who else do you have to pay anyone else there? Is there a lighting guy? Is there a sound booth? Is there a tech? Is there concessions?
So our show is going to be very automated with all the lighting, the sound, and the tech is going to be automated with the projection and everything. And it's run by our stage tech, so it'll be backstage. So everything will be run right from backstage.
8 shows a week.
8 shows a week.
And a full show, having seen you perform many times, you put on, one of the things I love about you most is wherever you happen to be going, you make sure you bring the biggest, most fun show that you can possibly bring to whatever the space is. You don't show up with a deck of cards and say, or a bunch of scarves. I mean, you do it right. And I assume this is going to be that kind of show.
I grew up loving like Broadway and theater and dance and all the elements, so I try to incorporate that into the show.
I love it. Now, how do you get stuff? Your props. I carry a suitcase with a couple of shirts and a few CDs that no one ever buys. You have large set pieces.
Yeah,
how do you physically get them from one place to another?
That's another thing you have to learn is called logistics.
Yes.
And that's getting things from one place to the next.
Job.
And you've got a very short amount of time usually to make it happen. So I'll leave here in Hawaii, and all my stuff has about 2 weeks to get to
So
Myrtle
for
Beach.
our listeners now, we're in Hawaii physically right now, and Charles has much of his stuff here, and it has to get to Myrtle Beach within 14 days?
Yes, so they'll fly it from Hawaii to Los Angeles, and then Los Angeles it'll get driven right to Myrtle Beach.
How does it even get flown? It's not who flies it?
So there's
It's large.
air freight,
Okay.
and it's quite big containers, and they've shoved this stuff on the plane, and they
So is it a plane that's just devoted to flying large things?
a lot of times it's air cargo,
Okay.
and it'll be a plane just dedicated to shipping stuff. Sometimes it's actually a commercial flight. You don't even realize it. There's these giant things underneath you while you're flying.
Is that right?
Yeah.
I did not know that. I heard about the body sometimes. When someone passes away, they sometimes put them on planes. That creeped me out. Your stuff is not.
No, there's no bodies in mine.
No.
We take them out before we ship them.
For the failed tricks that didn't work. Okay, so then you get there, and then how long do you have in this space to build this show? How long?
We have about 2.5 weeks to get everything
And
up
you
and
keep
running.
saying we. There's nobody else helping you.
Though I have people coming.
Okay.
Most definitely.
Okay, help you build.
Yeah, we have a production company that is in Greer, South Carolina that is coming out. They're going to build the stage, all the truss. Then we hang the lights and the curtains and scenery.
I love it.
Then we do all the lighting and get everything looking great. And then the dancers come in and we rehearse and put up the show.
First night, what do you do if no one comes?
I have a rehearsal.
It's good practice, right?
Yes.
That would to me be you have 300 plus seats. You've got 13, 14 weeks in this space, 8 shows a week. That's a lot of tickets.
That's a lot of tickets.
It's a lot of tickets to sell. What are you sleeping these days? Are you rested?
I wake up very early and I get started because I want people to know about the show and get excited about it. So as many ways as I can get the message out, the better. And this is great. So thanks for putting the word out.
You're very, very welcome. Well, that's the reason we wanted to do it. We have we don't have a massive audience, but we have a very loyal following, and they're very faithful, and they always listen. They always are very sweet to me. So yes, to our listeners, please again make sure Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, Charles Bach Wondrous Theater. To me, I would think now. What is success for this summer? What is
breaking even is considered a success.
Even. Okay,
and having a fun experience because
your family
it's
will
new,
be there.
It's challenging, and we want to enjoy it as much as we want to do it.
Yeah,
have a good time.
You want to have a good time.
I love performing. I think the audiences are going to be fantastic to be with.
Well, they're on vacation. They should be in good moods.
And my show has not been on land because I've been in resorts or hotels or cruises, and now I get to be in one place.
Actually,
it's
be in
really
one
nice
spot with
really
your
nice.
family.
With the family,
which is also very exciting.
It's the best part.
Yeah, absolutely. How did you choose? How much to charge for a show? Did you do math on
Absolutely.
what you needed?
So I looked at every single show that's in town, every attraction, every restaurant, everything that I could find, and I looked at the pricing to see what is the going rate. Because I don't want to rip people off. I don't want to charge Vegas prices, which are like $100 a show and things like that. So I priced it in a range that's from $18 to $32. Covers children and adults, and it's very reasonable.
Yeah.
I want people to be able to go, yeah, we can afford to do that, and I think it would be fun.
Right. You'd rather have people coming.
Absolutely.
Now, I would think you're doing 2 matinees, right? 2 afternoon shows?
2 matinee shows.
Okay.
When it rains, we will do great. When it's sunny and the summer, people are enjoying the beach, we may not have a filled house, but we are prepared for that because we can offer a special deal.
Okay.
So if people want a better price for a matinee show that they can't afford to go to the evening show, that's great.
Okay.
Good win-win for everybody. They get to see the show.
That's a great way to do it.
They get a better price.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Oh, my goodness. This is very exciting. Well, I am planning to come down and certainly want to come down and see you and support. We are dark on...
Only on Sundays.
Now, why
That's
is that?
the day I'll be at the beach hanging out myself.
You'll be... or crying in the corner.
And swimming.
Or crying on the beach, at least.
That's right.
Now, why dark Sundays?
Sunday seems to be the turnaround day for most people. So if they take a week off, they're going to drive home because they have to start work on Monday.
Gotcha. Okay.
Or
you
they
need a day off.
turn around the hotels, things like that seem to happen on Sunday.
Right. Okay. And as we speak, you've just started your campaign. You've just launched. We're just getting all this going online and everything. And lo and behold, big news today. You have sold.
Yeah.
Drum roll.
We've sold some tickets already.
Your first 4 tickets.
People are already looking for things to do this summer, and that's terrific. I wasn't aware of how soon people prepare or how they plan their vacations, but We've already sold some tickets for August, so people are obviously planning ahead for their experience, and we're very happy to be part of it.
That's got to be a great feeling. Congratulations,
Yeah.
right? I mean, you did all this. It's all right now theoretical in a weird way. Even though it's real, it's just kind of not happening yet. And all of a sudden, you have someone actually bought tickets. Here we go. Charles Bach Wonders is taking off.
Yeah, it's fun.
Well, we don't want to get ahead of ourselves. However, what if it goes well? What next?
If it goes well, I would love to, and even the people in Myrtle Beach are excited to have a new show.
Yeah.
They love having new attractions, new things to see, new things to do. So they're excited to have something new, and if we succeed, they would love for us to be part of the community.
And is it just a summer thing?
Right now, it's just the summer. I have to
Okay.
come right back to the ship. I'm already under contract kind of through February of next year, so
Good to have work.
I have to come back on the ship for a little bit more, but
Okay.
if it works out, I would love to be part of it.
Do another thing in the summertime.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Now, is there a market there in the off season, or
The off-season changes drastically. Lots of the summer tourists obviously don't come to town, but there's tour groups that come. There's definitely golf all year round. They have holiday things going on, fall festivals, other attractions that kind of bring people in. So there's definitely things going on.
stuff doing? Okay. But summer is the hot season.
And that is definitely the major market.
And you are
So
marketing towards families too, right? Not just parents, not just kids.
families, retirees, adults, they're all going to have a good time. Our experience on the ship, obviously, we have wide range
Wide
of
range.
audiences. There's times when we have only adults. There's times we have only retirees. There's times we have only families.
I love it.
It's
Yeah.
a big mix.
And you do have a nice way of appealing to everybody. Well, because I was like, you like me, is the joke tends to be often on you, and that's and I like that style. When you're laughing at yourself and you're having a good time, it's addictive. It's hard not to enjoy as an audience member. That's why I come see you all the time. I like to watch you fail.
Now, he is right that I do fail, but it's intentional most of the time, and then I magically get out of it.
Planned failures.
Planned failures.
Unlike my jokes that
best
don't
kind.
work, which are just news to me. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm sitting with Charles Bach. This summer, one more time, Charles, for our listeners, tell them where and how to come see this
Absolutely.
awesome show.
I'll be in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina this summer at the Charles Bach Wonders Theater. You can go on Google and find it. And please like us on Facebook. There's a facebook.com/Charles Bach Wonders. If you like our page, we'll be able to sell tickets through there. You have to get 2,000 likes to reach that point. I'm
Perfect.
learning all this fancy new stuff.
More new news. Well, I'm going to put you in charge of my career after you're done with this, man, because you're better at all this than I am. Ladies and gentlemen, greetings from Somerville. Thank you for listening, and please take this as a true recommendation and endorsement of Charles' show. If you are in or know anyone that's going to be in the Myrtle Beach area this summer, 1,000% recommend this show. Charles is a great guy. Say hi to him after. We'll be saying hi after, doing a meet and greet.
I will say hi. I'll have photos. We'll have a little magical merchandise that you can take home, all that stuff.
Perfect.
Go to wonderstickets.com. You can see some video and pictures, learn all about it.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will see you next time on Greetings from Somerville.